What is going on, people? It is the ProdigyCraft here, back with episode 13 of Formula 1 2023 career mode. Today we are racing in Mexico, Mexico City GP. Now, usually I'm quite strong around this track. We are leading the World Championship. It looks like we're going to have a wet qualifying. It's not a sprint weekend, so just the race to do. 18 laps. It's a long old race. Let's jump straight into practice one. Right, let's get a custom setup on it, because that's been working quite well for us recently, putting the setups on the car. So we're going to go for a 50-50 differential. I think that's going to work quite well for us. What are we going to do on the front camber? 2610001. What about the brakes? We'll always go 100, probably 56 like usual, and the tyre pressures. Go 22.9, 22.9, 20.3, 20.3. That seems to work quite well for us. So let's get straight into the track acclimatization program, shall we? Not too bad, not too bad at all. Okay, let's get out there and do a race strategy program. I tell you what, I'm going to come in at the end of this lap, but I wouldn't mind a little bit more downforce, to be honest.
Program complete and a job well done. We got some excellent data with that run, so come on back to the garage and I can take you through the numbers.
Okay, it's feeling a little bit better.
To say goodbye as free practice is over. However, we'll be back shortly for more Formula 1 action.
Right, we will call it there and we will jump straight into qualifying. Let's see what we can get done here. So it is absolutely pouring rain here at qualifying. It's going to be intermediate tyres all the way round. This is going to be interesting. Let's get a feel for what the track's like.
Easy to start with, the track's very wet.
Thank you for that, Jeff. I guess that's not too bad. A 130.5. I'm not even sure how good that is in comparison to the rest of the grid. I guess we'll just have to see where everybody else sets out a lap. So at the end of qualifying one, then it is George Russell P1, myself P2, Esteban Ocon P3. It's 2 tenths between me and George. The McLaren of Oscar Piastri has a shock exit in Q1 there. Wet weather catching everybody out. Max Verstappen P11. Join me in Q2 where we can see what we can put together there. A 29.7. Now that is a very, very good lap from me there. So at the end of qualifying 2, it is myself P1, Max Verstappen P2, George Russell P3. With both Ferraris going out in Q2, Carlos Sainz P11, Charles Leclerc P12. Not great from the Ferrari duo there. Let's see what we can do in a wet Q3. If we can put together a lap like we just did there, we should have a nice pole position under our belt. See you there. A 1:29.678. Is that going to be enough for pole position? I guess we'll see.
Time to remind ourselves once again of our top three: Jackson, Russell, and Max Verstappen. Goodbye for now then, but really we're just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow. Bienvenidos to the most populous city in North America. The legendary Jim Clark won the first official F1 race back in 1963 here, and we've had a veritable who's who of winners ever since. It's Mexico City, and therefore the Mexico City Grand Prix. We're a long way above sea level here in Mexico today, which could pose some cooling issues for the cars as they make their way around this 2.6-mile lap. 17 corners with top speeds in excess of 220 miles per hour, and watch out for potential overtaking into turns 1 and 4. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Jackson lines up on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Gasly, Perez, Norris, Joe, Bottas, Albon, Magnussen, Sainz, Leclerc, Russell, Fernando Alonso, Ocon, Stroll, Oscar Piastri, Hulkenberg, Tsunoda, Ricciardo, and Logan Sargent. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. Anthony Davidson joins me again for today's race. Let's talk about Jackson. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
It's been a really solid year so far. There have been some incredible standout performances, but what's really impressed me has been the consistency. With this kind of form, I'm expecting another great race today.
Okay, we've got that relief of having points on the board finally, so let's keep that form up and get another top 10 finish today, please.
Okay, we're going for the medium to the soft to medium strategy. I don't quite like that strategy, so we're going to run mediums to softs. I like that more. That sounds like the strategy I can get behind. And we're going to run 18.5 laps of fuel. George taking a grid penalty, dropping him down to P12. That may mean that there's not really a lot of people to challenge us at the front here. Let's see how we get on. So it's 2, 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights, and away we go for the Mexican Grand Prix. And we're starting on the medium tyres. We've got a little bit of a slow start there in comparison to Verstappen. He's alongside and already ahead as we're going into turn 1. He's got the jump on us there on the soft compound tyre. We're just going to have to tuck in P2 behind him there. Not a great start to the Mexican Grand Prix. We're going to see what we can do here on lap 1 to try and stay with him or maybe make an overtake. The car feels good on the medium tyres. I'm not getting too much slip on the mediums. Full race fuel, the car's a little bit heavy, but we're managing to stay with him here within 5 tenths as we're going around turns 6, and here we are into turn 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. Quite a tricky section of the track. If you don't get your lines quite right, then it's quite a difficult part of the circuit to get on, especially if you're not at full traction there. But it looks like we're staying with Verstappen here as we are coming round turn 12 and heading into 13. We're staying quite close by to him by the end of this lap. No DRS until lap 3, So we're just going to have to make sure we stay within a second, but try and keep Pierre Gasly out of a second. And here we are on lap 4. We've got DRS going down the long back straight here at Mexico. We're gaining on him, we're gaining on him, we're gaining on him. But nothing doing going into turn 1. He's slow in 1, going into 2 and 3. But we just have a slight traction problem coming out of turn 2. And we're going to tuck in behind him here in the DRS zone as we head up to turn 4. So it looks like the DRS is good, but not quite good enough down the back straight where we can get a full pass done. But that Red Bull is quick in a straight line, as we've seen all throughout this year. And we are on the back foot coming out of turn 17 on the medium tyres compared to Verstappen on the soft tyres. But as we follow him through the S section here, we've got good grip. It looks like we're actually quicker than him, as there's another back straight DRS on after turn 11 here into turn 12. And we're gaining, and we move from move, but oh, we just go over the curb. And we're going to have to cede that position to Verstappen there. Nothing doing over the curb there. Looks like we broke a little bit too late there. Misjudged the braking point and went straight over the curb. But nevertheless, oh Jesus, a little bit of a twitch on the back end there coming out of turn 17. And here we are on lap 6. We're quite close down the back straight here. We've got DRS open, wide open as we're gaining on Verstappen here. We're gaining. And are we alongside as we're going into turn 1? We are not, but Verstappen goes deep. And that leaves us the door wide open for us to go through there. So we've got the position back from Verstappen, but are we able to keep it here? He was a bit deep going into turn 1. Maybe had a little bit of a lockup going in there. And we've got the position here. It's just going to be about how we can keep it on the medium tyres now going forward. It looks like he's already gaining on us back as we're heading up to turn 6. Around turn 6, he is so much quicker than us on them soft compound tyres. The medium's probably starting to go away from us a little bit here as we're going to pit on lap 10. It looks like we're already struggling for a little bit of traction, and Verstappen is so much quicker through that middle section. We go wide, and as we come out, he is ahead of us.
Try to stay with them. They might make a mistake and we could still regain the position.
So we've gone wide there, and allowed Verstappen to retake the position out of turn 11. And we are struggling for traction here as we're coming out of turn 17. We're just trying to get the power down, get back within DRS. We're still within DRS, 4 temps going down to 3 temps, going down to 2 temps as we've got the DRS open. We're going to try on the inside, we're going to try on the outside. It looks like we're going up the inside on the grass there near enough. And we are alongside, but he brakes a little bit later than us. And we're just going to have to stay behind him here, but maybe we've got a chance going up to turn 4. DRS open. We're gaining, but it doesn't look like we've got enough, so we're going to have to just tuck in behind yet again and just bide our time here. Are we able to go? We're having a little look around the outside there, but nothing doing as we are coming around turn 6 here. The key is going to be to just stay with him on as we are on lap 8, going down the back straight again. It looks like this is where most of our opportunity for the overtake is coming. We tried the inside last time. We're going to try the outside this time. We're all the way on the curbs, and we got the wheel up the inside there, but we thought a little bit better of it. We didn't want to make any contact on the front wing there as we again lap 9 here. Same back straight. It looks like we're even closer this time. We tried inside last time, outside this time, again around the outside. DRS wide open here. Are we going to be able to get the move done? He just brakes so much later than us, and we are, again, we're nearly touching there going into turn 3. That is so close between myself and Verstappen, but it looks like we've got a great run here going into turn 4. We're going to go to his outside here, round the outside. Can we make it done? He's slow, he's parked it on the apex, and we've made contact there, and I've slipped. And my God, we've hit Sergio Perez and he is out of the race. What an absolute nightmare there. Front wing is gone.
Some information on Perez. Right, they've got a serious car issue. It looks like they're retiring. Okay, we've got a full course caution. The safety car's out. Keep an eye on the delta. We need to keep it positive to avoid a penalty. Slow down, maintain positive delta.
So we have a missing front wing here. We're going to have to pit this lap. Everyone else is coming in. We're going to have to pit this lap for a new front wing and tyres.
Okay, there have been further incidents on the track, so officials are moving to a full safety car. Full safety car. Got that confirmed.
And so we're going to have to box for a new wing, and this could potentially be quite bad for us. We could lose quite a few positions in the pit stop. We're going to have a very, very long pit stop here as we're coming around turn 17. Slow as you like into the pit lane behind Verstappen, behind Pierre Gasly. We lost that position there. And as we've come back onto the track, we've hit Sergio Perez and we have smashed him out of this race. But as we've come back in, it looks like I just turned straight into him there, but there was no traction. I'd lost the part of the front wing. I've come back onto the circuit and we have gone straight into him. That is not a great move on our part. We're certainly to blame for that. And it's just going to be about race recovery here. We were held very long in the pit lane there. And we've come out net P6 on the road behind the safety car. And we do actually lose another position onto the safety car. You don't see it, but we lose position to Bottas as we head wide out of one of the turns. It's not yet, but as you will see, the safety car is ending on lap 11. And that looked like, who was that? That was Albon going out there. Engine issue there. So we're still net P6 on the road. Albon having an engine issue there on the safety car. The high altitude of this track is meaning they run at high temperatures.
Safety car in this lap. Safety car in this lap. Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature. And remember, there's no overtaking until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags.
So the safety car is in this lap. We are on the soft compound tyre. It looks like most people ahead of us are on the medium tyre. But the new front wing we've got put on, I'm not quite sure how the downforce was tuned, because for the rest of this race we really struggled for grip even on these soft tyres. And here we go, the leader has gone. We've gone with Bottas here,
Pace is strong, but be aware these tyres need to go the distance.
and we are just losing time on this straight here. We're even quite vulnerable to Stroll behind. And there is Bottas. We go round his outside there and we get the move done going into turn 3. One position gained already. Next up is Magnussen, who is fighting with Norris ahead. They're side by side as they go into turns 4. And it looks like they're going to remain side by side round 5 and potentially round 6 too. That's great for us because we can make the most of it. They are side by side round turns 4, 5, 6. And as we go into turn 7, they're still side by side. I've never seen quite racing like this. And it means that Verstappen and Gasly ahead are just managing to get a gap on us as we are seeing the fighting going on here between Norris. But then we're making a move on Norris and we don't quite get it done, which leaves us vulnerable to Bottas as we go into turn 13. We have Norris in our sights, no longer fighting with Magnussen. He lost that battle there, unlike he did in Miami last weekend where he got the race win. But as we come onto the back straight here, we are close to Norris. I'm not sure, there is no DRS on this lap until the next lap after the safety car. And we are just losing time down the straights. We're running more wing than the cars ahead of us, which means that we can't make an indent into them. And here we are around the outside of Norris. Are we able to get it done? We are. Are we? I mean, it's side by side. He's a little bit more ahead of us there as we're heading up to turn 4. Are we going to be able to get the move done? It looks like we are ahead of him. And he is still fighting it all the way. But as we go into turn 5 and 6, we have got ahead of Lando Norris there. Next car up, Magnussen in the Haas. P3, good weekend for Magnussen, made the most of that safety car into a podium position there, but hopefully we can snatch that away from him as we've got this beautiful helicopter shot as we're going through the S's. But one thing we are going to start to struggle with as the race goes on, we've got lower fuel loads, but the soft compound tyre was just not doing it for me here as we are trying to climb onto the back of Magnussen to see if we can get the move done. DRS will be active this lap, but I don't believe we'll have it down the back straight as we head into lap 14. And here we are on lap 14. We're heading up to turn 4. We are close behind Magnussen. We're going for a dive bomb up his inside, and we get that moved on. He doesn't fight it too hard. And we've spun out round turn 5. Unbelievable. We've lost the car, and we're falling back all the positions. We're losing the position to Zhou here. We are P10. We just managed to stay P10. But what has happened there? We've binned it coming out of turn 4. And now we are on lap 15, down in 10th position. Russell in 13th position. We go down the inside there on Piastri. We get the move done maybe a little bit over the curbs. The stewards will be looking at that for track limits after the race, under investigation for sure. But really, what a terrible, terrible race for us here. And now we are battling with Ocon, who is got Leclerc and Bottas ahead of him, and Stroll ahead of him. So we are just going to try and follow Ocon through here. It looks like we are quite quick, but we're nearly losing control of the car here. The soft tyre not giving us any grip whatsoever as we're on lap 15. And it just feels like the car has taken some damage, along with some of the impacts we've had with Sergio Perez. Going over the curves, we've damaged the underbody a little bit. And we are right on the tail of Esteban Ocon here. Nothing doing going around turn 17, but he's very slow there. And we are side by side, but we've not got the traction as we're heading...
Managing your tyres, manage your tyres.
Manage my tyres. Was heading down to turn 1 here. We've got Piastri all over the back of us. He pulls out. He's got DRS. He's on our inside. And we are trying to make a move here on Guan Yu Zhou. Oh no, who is that? That is Esteban Ocon. And we've got ahead of Esteban Ocon there. And we didn't lose position to Piastri. So P8 on the road, lap 16. Up next, Leclerc, who is fighting tooth and nail with Bottas there. They're side by side going around turn 4 and turn 5, which lets us get on the back of them there. And still around turn 6, they are side by side, but Bottas gets the move done. And we have absolutely nearly lost the car again there, heading into turn 7. What is going on with this Mercedes on these soft tyres? Absolutely feels terrible. We are eyeing up Leclerc here through the S's to try and get a move done. He's trying to get a move done on Valtteri Bottas. It looks like he goes up the inside on Bottas. Does he get it done? Not quite. And he is very slow there. As we're looking up the inside there into turn 13, it looks like we may have hit the bollard there. It didn't look like it, but the bollard did come flying off as we make our way round on to lap 17. And we've got Valtteri Bottas ahead. The DRS is wide open now as we're heading down to turn 1. And what a nightmare this race has been. Are we going to be able to get the move done going into turn 1? We're looking up his inside and we switch to the outside here. And we've hit him. We've gone into the back of him there. Lost the end plate of our front wing. I absolutely cannot believe what has happened this race. More contact with Valtteri Bottas, but we do get past him as we come round now on lap 18. We're coming into the turn 14, 15 section here as we're coming around turn 16 and 17, and that will be it. Net P6 on the road, net 12 for George Russell. Terrible race.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
The thin air makes this event a brutal one for these Formula One cars, but this team have done a fantastic job to make it to the checkered flag and take a well-earned victory today. Well, Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today, but what set them apart from the rest?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win. Let's see how the drivers' standings have changed. Max Verstappen now leads the Drivers' Championship. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
Often my go-to would be a driver who's managed to pull off an especially impressive feat during the race. However, in this instance, I was more impressed by Max Verstappen's solid, clean driving throughout the event.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
And just like that, the end of episode 13 of F1 2023 career mode is here. That was not a good race. We have lost the lead of the Drivers' Championship. Luckily for the team, we are still in the lead of the Constructors, but we're going to need to take an engine penalty at the Sao Paulo Grand Prix, which is not great. I do believe it's also a sprint weekend, so that is going to be an interesting one. Join me in the next episode where we try to retake the lead of the Drivers' World Championship. Thank you guys, and peace out.